Hello and welcome, YouTube fans and friends, to this playthrough of Crusader Kings 3 as the Great Ivaring, House of Ivaring under Ivar the Boneless. I am your humble host, humble and gracious as ever, Bank60s, here to join along with you as we continue the journey that I have begun as this great Viking leader. Here you can see we're in our great hall in western Scotland. Looks to be just after a feast, standing with our good wife and our son and heir. As we've already begun, I'll go ahead and take you into the experience in just a moment. First things first, I want to tell you, if you like the content that you're seeing, hit that that thumbs up button. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell notification to find out when I'm dropping another video. This is one of my very favorite pure role-playing game experiences. Crusader Kings, the entire franchise that Creative Assembly Paradox put together here. I could go into all kinds of geeky stuff about it. It was a New York Times favorite, Crusader Kings 2. Crusader Kings 3 is just an improvement on what was already an incredibly deep game, in terms of just kind of reliving a very plausibly alternate version of history, of world history, from 867 AD on through events throughout the course of history, all the personalities involved, the power struggles that exist, and some of the treachery and backstabbing and intrigue that had to have happened. It's so Game of Thronesy and Vikingsy, as you're going to see here. If you like the show Vikings, it's kind of what helped inspire me to come forward with this gameplay experience. But Crusader Kings 3 right here, I'm so excited to get to it. Again, thumbs up if you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. One final note before we actually jump into the game and catch up with my progress so far is the mouse. Okay, you're going to notice there's a little whirlybird that doesn't really match where the tooltip and the mouse highlighting that I have in-game is happening. This is a problem that I have not figured out a fix for just yet. I certainly hope you can bear with me, and I'll be doing the best that I can to try to keep my mouse strokes as, say, smooth and deliberate as I possibly can to keep from causing too much of a distraction. But let's jump back into Ivar's world. So, you can see here, if I go out, we have a jarldom, you could call it a petty kingdom, of Sudreyjar, and we are Jarl Ivar the Boneless of Sudreyjar. We have completed our conquests here in Scotland, in Eastern Ireland, and the Great Heathen Army has been put to bed and has disbanded for the most part. Our brother, Halfdan Whiteshirt, our brother Fitzurk, that's who this is now the Jarl of Jorvik in northern England, as was historically the case. Us being up here, I think this is also historical. Ivar, I think, ended up here. Ivar is 30 years old. He has a wife, Freydis, and the High Chiefess of Sudreyjar. And as you can see, we are vengeful, callous, and ambitious. We are a Viking to the core. He happens to be a brilliant strategist, a blade master, a cautious leader, and a Viking who has just one leg. All different things that add up to a fairly experienced individual in combat. His level of intrigue is insane at 25 individually. I think he's getting some help right now from his wife as well. We have 4 sons and 1 daughter, heirs and spares, as you would say. And after we had taken over the wider Jarldom in the Wars of the Great Army, we're now a few years removed from that now. And then I rule a domain that is a little bit too big. I have 6 provinces when I should really only have 4. As you can see in this tooltip right up here, I hold a little too much land, and it's hurting my income. It's hurting my levies. I'm in a position where it would probably be smart to grant one of my sons an extra county, and it'll be the Earldom of Lennox. And he'll gain 40 opinion of me. He'll love me forever. But otherwise, world around, we've got the Kingdom of East Anglia here, Mercia here, Wessex here, as many know. Also Cornwall here on the British Isles. The Principality of Gwynedd. Let's look at the religious map filters here. All Catholics and insular Christians, which is a religion that I've never heard of. Let's go to our faith, our holy sites. One in Kiev, and hard to get to. Reforming the Norse faith is probably a stretch for us. I'll be honest about that. That's going to be an interesting thing to navigate. But for now, a little bit of an explanation of kind of the way things stand. We are still at war with this peasant uprising that has just begun. This is part of what is complicated about ruling over lands filled with people that don't agree with you. That's it. We have an army here from Moray raiding. We'll be having to exact our revenge on them more than likely soon enough. But that will keep the time moving, and we'll get things going. You can see here we're losing some prestige. We need to, I think, get to war. Ivar will head up the army, and we'll come teach these guys a lesson. We have low control here. I think I want to address that. I'm going to make my son my marshal, and we'll set him to increasing control here as his first responsibility. All right, so we've wrapped up with that peasant rabble. We're going to disband the army. Oh, the peasant rabble's not done. Here they are. What are they gonna do? This should be interesting. And then this army will come up Ireland. Oh. And that helps us when we're raiding with big armies. A commoner of Cumbrian heritage has been accosted in the streets of the Il Inni Sudreyjar over some minor offense. By making a statement in their defense, I could perhaps convince my concubine, Aronway, the equally Cumbrian of my good character, but I might risk alienating my Norse peers. So we're trying to sway Aronway here into good graces and perhaps bearing us a new child. We'll say the Cumbrians are good people. Norse are of superior moral fiber. I think I have to say that. That might hurt my chances with her, but I am Ivar Ivaring of the Norse people, and I will not forsake my heritage. So, we're being raided by these Scots pretty roundly. We're going to have to do something about that. Ivar's not just going to take that sitting down, laying down. So we're going to gather an army up. We're going to go raid them. Hey! The leader of the peasant revolt is ours. And so we will enforce our demands. Hostage taken by all war participants will be released. Every county in the faction gains locals pacified for 25 years. Popular opinion goes up everywhere. That's right. That's right. Better recognize. Faction disbanded. Enemy combatant captured. Granted, I think you better believe you know what's about to happen to this dude. We will not sacrifice him. I gained some dread, but he deserves it. Night-night. And we're going to raise local raiders. Or raise all here. I'm going to put Ivar at the head. We're going to blow the horn. We're going to get all the boys up. We're going to get everybody ready for revenge. You want to raid us? We'll raid you right back. We'll come over the mountains. We'll go right into the highlands. Of course, raiding in the wintertime, maybe I didn't think this through. You raid us, we'll raid you right back. That's how I roll, dog. February 876, the raid of Scotland begins. And the kings of Alba will weep, for the raping and pillaging of their northern reaches begins. All throughout the Duchy of Moray, Christians will be burning. Subdue, there's 17. Thank you very much. We have a little church here. Another thing, I think we'll put Gunnar in charge. Bring Ivar back home. Friendly confines. Eblean gained 30 opinion of you. Very good. My spouse's excellent intrigue skill helped out. Eblean's my new spy master as well. She did not like us, and now she's back to 2+2 in our favor. Our new spy master, big fan. That being the case, and this new Scottish King Constantine II Machenid of Alba, who certainly we will be going to find secrets here. 100%. Let's see what we can come up with. We have good intrigue. Maybe we can get them in trouble. Until then, the raid continues. We got a new perk that we can use here. Serve the crown. Natural dread. Yeah, we got to do that. Spies digging for secrets have been plaguing my court, and imagine my surprise to find that they are in the employ of your spy master. Please put an end to this travesty immediately. Oh, they caught me, those bastards. Damn. I know nothing of any spies. He's already at negative 100. So I guess we're just going to have to bring our spy back home. Whatever. For now. They got problems. They got Viking problems. Aaronway, Swade, very good. I took her as a concubine in a deal with, I think it was my brother, Halfdan, who offered her to me as a concubine, so I went ahead and I took her. Here we are. Now they've decided to come out and meet us. And so now is when we'll bring Ivar out with the army. We'll fight him in the forest. Alright, so this is taiga terrain. What do we got here? Battle of Bukhan. Our champion Barrett, Ivaring wounded Vine. That's our son. Very good. We still don't have the advantage, though. His martial skill's better. Coastal advantage goes to him. Battle roll is better. We got our champion Gunnar wounded by Sifrai. Our champion wounded by an enemy soldier. Shit. My champion Gunnar has been wounded and the injury runs deep. I fear that his body is not strong enough to fight this on his own. I feel death lingering by his bedside. Oh no. Oh no. Our vengeance may not be coming. Our champion Chieftain Kettle was wounded by Railwolf of Hampshire. Wow. Boy, these two armies are really going after each other, though. This has got my butt puckering. Are we going to come away with the win? Our advantage is now back to 0. Ooh. I like our chances. Mysteries of the heroic sagas. We'll get to that. We're going to have to look at it now. In the midst of battle, we flash to the mysteries of the heroic sagas. My son Guthfrid and his little friend Sigfroth have taken a copy of the heroic sagas from the study and brought it into the playroom and completely ruined it. Torn pages, footprints on the cover, no respect whatsoever. It seems as if little Guthfrid doesn't care for the word of the divine. I'll do this. Halfdan won himself a war. Good for him. And it looks like we will prevail. Wounded High Chieftain Aed. Oh, look at that! My champion Gunnar has been wounded and his flesh has contracted foulness and swelling. If the right kind of treatment is administered and Air is merciful, he should make it. Okay, here we go. Severely injured, infected wound. Okay. Greatly so. I suspect there could be another battle coming. Ivar will stay in command as the raid continues in northern Scotland. I think it was the terrain that made the difference, so it was good that we kind of fell back into the woods up here, north of the high country. And from here, we've got 51 gold. That's a pretty good haul. That's a pretty good haul. We could just hop on ships, although that would be an expensive trip, most likely. We could hop on ships and come back to Skeid. That would be an emergency move. If we don't need to do that, we won't. Ooh, we'll get 15 loot. That'll pay for the trip, I bet. All right, here we go again. Yeah. Once again, in the heavy wooded terrain. Let's see how we do. Looks like we may be getting the worst of it this time. But that's okay. Our men will have fought bravely. Ivar with the boys on the front line. Our champion Gunnar wounded by Seifra Woundard. Wounded again. Gunnar getting into the thick of it. My champion Gunnar wounded again. The injury runs very deep. His every breath is a battle, and I fear that only a miracle can save him. Gunnar, who is just living through everything. This guy is going to become a legend. He will deserve a hero's welcome when we get back home, if we manage to get back home. Are we gaining the advantage finally? Oh my God. Look at this. We're just better than them, man. We're just better than them. Our champion Arjur was wounded by Safra. Who is this Safra guy? Prowess of 18, Blade Master, aspiring Blade Master. Once again, just a terrible. Our champion killed Wraithwolf of Hampshire, a terrible champion of theirs, who was very skilled. Our champion Barret Ivaring wounded. Oh, our son's been wounded. Carl strangled with his own. Oh no! We lost one of our champions in the victory, a Pyrrhic victory, no doubt. Okay. We're hopping ships. Our glory is widely known to the loathsome Jarl Ivar. I've been corresponding with your Chancellor Entir, and it has been a shameful diplomatic display. You are not the man I thought you were. Well, hey, I've been right. You're already at minus 100, and I've been raiding you like crazy. So I don't blame you for thinking ill of me. I really don't. I feel as if 100 knives are slicing through my wound, with flesh becoming dark and blood becoming pale. It is clear that the injury is infected. Send for a physician now. All right, we need to get Ivar off the front line. Eriker, you take over the army if it gets intercepted. I don't think it will. We have the High Chiefdom of Moray that's coming back for revenge now. Finally, my servants have found some people who might be fit to serve as court physician. Either way, I fear I cannot afford to be picky now. Apparently, okay, who do we have here? The time has come to treat your wounds. Since the wound is infected, I must recommend drastic measures, but the choice is yours, my lord. It is too late for caution. A risky treatment might have great outcomes, but could also lead to worsened symptoms or permanent injuries. Do it. Uh-oh. When Grina lit a fire in my chambers, I presumed she meant for the heat to help balance my humors. However, as her assistant began to strap me down to my bed, I noticed the iron rod heating up in the flames. I did not believe I could be in more pain, but I was soon proven wrong. This will not happen again. Put her under lock and key, and we'll decide what to do with her after that. I am now disfigured and less able to lead an army, and my army now has been trapped under Eriker by the High Chief of Moray, coming to seek his own revenge. This is not good, because I think with this army goes our loot. Although this was a mission of revenge, hopefully the army isn't totally destroyed. We're retreating. They're pursuing. We'll retreat without any loot. Shit. Shit. Son of a bitch. Well, we could ransom her, and at least we'll get some gold out of that. Until then, that was a costly conflict, and Ivar is diminished somewhat. He is weakened, but thankfully we have alliances out the wazoo. I don't care about swaying this Scottish leader. This fella, Petty King Rune of Strathclyde, may be worth worrying about. He doesn't have any allies just yet. He may ally with Kingdom of Alba. I think I want to invest here. Gathering halls. Tribal chiefs, elders, and warlords all confer in the longhouse when making decisions. The mighty halls bring prestige upon whoever hosts the gathering. Reduced cost for hosting feasts in this holding. Levies plus 100, control growth plus 2 a month, prestige plus 0.25 a month. I think we build gathering halls in Dyflin. Dyflin will be kind of like the de facto capital. You could say that's not really the capital because Ivar is sitting kind of in the hotbed. You want Ivar closer to the action. Oh, goodness. Here we go. Jarl Ivar of the Sudreyjar has crossed the door to the world of the spirits at 32 years of age. He died from his wounds. One of the best fighters of his age, he was unrivaled in hand-to-hand combat. Jarl Barid ascends to the throne. Well-spoken and outgoing, many expect Barid to have no problem charming the court to his side. Okay. Jarl Barid, it is. Our two brothers, now independent of our rule, can go about their own business as they see fit. We're still strong.